Well, I've come out on Gringalet to see Pleshey Castle in Essex. Remarkable survival really, because you've got the Norman Motte and Bailey, you've got this partially wet moat which you can see behind me, and also here is the preserved Norman Caput. So you've got the village enclosed by its own ditch, and nothing has changed in terms of the landscape here since the Norman conquest, so the village is still bound by its ditches, which makes it particularly interesting, I think. Certainly when viewed from the air, you get the real sense of Pleshey as it was, as it is, as it's always been really. And the reason I'm here is because I'm translating at the moment William of Palerne, a 14th century alliterative romance. But what's interesting about that is that it was commissioned for Humphrey de Bohun, whose palace, whose castle, whose home was here at Pleshey. Let's go and take a look. So behind me here you can just about see in the background the motte at Pleshey, on top of which was the donjon. Unlike many Norman castles, the donjon here by the 14th century had become something quite interesting. It wasn't a tower, although it looked like it from the outside. It was a wooden building with a central courtyard surrounded by rooms, chambers, a hall, a kitchen. It had the appearance of military performance with vestigial walls, but really of not much military purpose. But within was this palace, as I say, the home of Humphrey de Bohun, the 6th Earl of Hereford and Essex. Humphrey was an invalid. It's well documented that he was so, although it's not clear from what ailment he suffered. Nonetheless, he wasn't able to become the functional Earl as his ancestors had been, and so he sort of shut himself away here really at Pleshey. But what's interesting about what he did here was during the Black Death he sought to memorialise his family and brought together limnors, illuminators and scribes here at Pleshey to create a range of exquisite manuscripts which are today known as the de Bohun manuscripts. They're in the British Library, they're in Vienna, they're all over the place, but one thing binds them, and that's the quality of their illumination. And I think there's a deep sensitivity to Humphrey. In his will, he almost pleads for his soul to be saved, and it's quite clear reading the will that he is not only devout but afraid for his soul. So you can see in the afterlife he wants monks here on earth to sing and pray for his soul, but also in the manuscripts that he left he wants the family and the family line to be remembered. Interestingly, the Middle English alliterative romance William of Palerne is dedicated to Humphrey de Bohun, and it has a lot of its violence from the French original stripped away, and so what you read instead is a beautiful medieval romance in the true style, quite heroic. There's love, there's devotion, there's plenty of references to God and God's divine assistance for the main characters in the story. So the de Bohun manuscripts, William of Palerne, all stem from this place, Pleshey Castle, a Norman Motte and Bailey, which holds quite a wonderful literary secret all of its own. If you'd like to support my translation of William and the Werewolf, William of Palerne, which was written for and dedicated to Humphrey de Bohun, please do so. The link is below. And you'll be taking part in a wonderful story which began right here at Pleshey over 600 years ago.